Will they build the TC right away, or will they walk somewhere to build it? Most players are building it right away, but there's arguments for walking around, especially if you're Berbers.
I think with like 9 vills, you can walk.
Yeah.
What's 1 extra vill? Nothing.
Okay, well, both players just add the
Miguel
TC.
disagrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel disagrees. He's going to have that TC placed on that relic. So that's a great town center from him. Not even fortunate enough to have a straggler tree. At least Tato is. And both players are going to get the TCs up at the same time. Both players, well, a little bit far from the wood lines, but they should be able to sort it out. Miguel a little bit further away from the hunt than Tato is in general.
Yeah, they are still pretty close to it. So you start with 9 vills. Without a town center, they place the TC. And Miguel's now going to go over and place a lumber camp and bring in his board immediately. The lack of straggler tree actually could be an issue for Miguel if he ever loses access to wood, but that's not really something that you expect much on this map.
Look at his wood line. He's got so many different options.
Yeah,
right? He
he's
can wall to
fine.
the TC at any point. He should be fine here.
All right, so Berbers here. You know, it is a civilization that you love to have up against the Mongols if it goes to Castle Age. But it's not as simple as it just being a civ win, right? Because I think the go-to unit is going to be camel archers in most cases. Look what
at how
Tato's
fast
doing.
Barracks.
Yeah.
I know, he's going for the instant rush, so he's taking advantage of the straggler trees. This is something Miguel cannot do because he has no trees near his TC. He's not going to place the lumber camp. He's going to go for the barracks. He's going to try and hit Miguel's villagers before they get loom.
That's so sick because Miguel will never get loom here. Miguel would never expect this. And also the other thing is Miguel would never scout this because he's just going to scout the hunt in the middle of the map for later. Now, Tato has to find the villagers. He hasn't found the villagers. And if that horse were to hit the TC, that would be a disaster for this strategy because this is, even though it's fast militia, this is at the expense of his economy to an extent. So
all it takes from Miguel to counter this is to quick wall in the first militia, get loom, and then fight back.
Yeah.
And he's already has like the Mongol hunt bonus. He already has a lumber camp, which Tato does not have yet. Tato actually invested the next 100 wood into a mill instead of a lumber camp.
Will the horse see the militia for Miguel?
Oh God, this is huge. This is massive, and loom comes in right away.
Wow.
Great response from Miguel, great scouting, and Tato is still kind of has the element of surprise, but Miguel's negated it a little bit.
I also like how Miguel ran until he was sure he had loom. Yeah, now you can fight it back. Obviously, the militia could still kill a villager, but with loom, it's unlikely.
Tato's still without a lumber camp, Tristan.
Yeah.
Still without a lumber camp.
Could be okay, but wow.
Miguel can click up soon, I think. He's got villagers idle under his TC. He's a little bit distracted by this, but militia can still kill the deer, which is something that neither of us thought of immediately. And that means that Miguel is going to be stalled off food, but he is up to the feudal age.
Yeah, and there's still more hunt, right? Like, killing that hunt isn't that big a deal when Miguel can go all over the map. We'll see if Miguel wants to open scouts or if he wants to open archers here. I think there's a temptation to open archers here because your opponent's gone for infantry. But I personally would still like to see scouts because I think scouts just have more value as you go throughout feudal age into castle age.
Especially when you know your opponent's going to be so much later.
Yeah.
To feudal, right? You'll have 2 scouts in the field at least before they get a spearman out.
Yeah.
Probably even more than that. And there's the lumber camp there from Tato. His very first lumber camp of the game only has 14 wood in the bank currently. He actually made another militia.
Yeah, he could definitely kill this villager.
All over the place here.
Will Miguel realize this? I wouldn't say Miguel is necessarily known for his quick walling. And also, this is just so much pressure for him. And he's bringing his horse home, but now he's going to see 3 militia.
That's a mistake.
Oh, man, it's so awkward. I would not have expected the 3rd militia. You can make arguments. Maybe he shouldn't stayed on the hunt, but he's Mongols, Dave. So he wants the hunt, and he loses 1. He's going to lose 2. I think he just has to fight it because he's going to lose 2 regardless. And wow, this is looking better for Tato.
He might even lose 3 here. Miguel is in a rough spot. He's going for that stable, and he's going to be able to hit back soon. Good job blocking with the horse, but he did lose 2 villagers there. Tato is now on the way to feudal age. This is a sick build from Tato to be up to feudal that fast after making 3 militia, not having a lumber camp forever.
Yep.
It's really nice.
So I think 95% of people watching and listening right now probably didn't see this, but it was Battle of Africa 1 finals where Tyrant won 4-0 against AM. Again, it's been a long time. And TaToH had developed a strategy with instant rush with Persians in a team game. So this is something he has done in the past, but that was like 5 or 6 years ago now.
Look at how quickly Miguel is adding in that archery range.
That is fast. Yeah, and I kind of like it too because there is a worry that this could become man-at-arms from TaToH.
Yep.
And he still has the food income to get 2 scouts. And 2 scouts on this map, especially with the horse to block, can still be very devastating to villagers.
I mean, he's going to cut him off all of that hunt.
Yeah.
So the food eco is gone, right? Once you get an archer out, you can kind of deny the berries there too. TaToH is going to be making a little lumber colony. And
seriously,
this is going to be nice because he has the gold available even further inside if the archers come out to deny that. But I mean, Miguel with these scouts can kind of run in between the TC and the wood and deny the villagers from moving to a certain extent as the militia come in on the wood line. No men-at-arm upgrade yet for TaToH.
And this is why the archer's needed though, right? You need that archer. And just 1 or 2 archers are just going to push this away. And yeah, Dave, like you said, as good as TaToH's doing to keep his villagers alive, and he's going to go for another one here.
Oh, disgusting from TaToH. Absolutely disgusting. Getting 3 vills with these militia. What value?
Honestly,
and he's
could get another
one. He's going to get another one.
Because the horse just blocks everything. The horse is the MVP.
Oh my God, bro, Miguel.
The positive for Miguel, though, is that he can still take hunt, right? Like, as good as that is from TaToH, TaToH is completely off of the hunt right now. So he has to work to deny that from the Mongol player. But just TaToH things, man. 4 villagers killed with 3 militia and a horse.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like Miguel could have avoided some of that with some quick walls, but...
Well, not even quick walls, preemptive walls. Right?
Preemptive walls on the first mill to the right, and then preemptive walls on the gold and the wood. But I guess he was playing a little bit overconfident. Archer now here in defense from TaToH, and TaToH is on the berries. He's forced to go for farms now. Like you said, Miguel can take advantage of the hunt, which he's doing right now.
Farming on this map is also really awkward because of your yurts and all your buildings were so close to the TC. So it's not something you necessarily want to do. But TaToH has fletching already. He's going to have just as many archers, if not more, than Miguel. And that one archer from Miguel, you can tell he felt like he had to do damage. Yeah, he's going to lose this now. And that's going to leave him with 3 scouts, a skirmisher, and archer. And that's not really a lot for him.
Nope.
Still more ranged units on the way. He's going for second range. So, wow, lots of ranged units for the Brazilian. And still on some hunt. It's just the middle hunt's going to be more awkward.
Even if you're behind in eco here or villagers, and he's only 2 villagers behind, TaToH had a little bit more idle TC time. You can come back. It is a snowbally map, right? Like if you have military advantage, it's so open. You can kind of snowball to victory, and especially the way TaToH set up his base, not connecting the wood to the TC. You can stall him out there under that TC. Just need to make sure you take effective trades if you're Miguel.
TaToH's a little worried right now. The scout's looped in underneath his TC. He reacts there. But he knows that Miguel knows he's there. Miguel just spotted him a moment ago. So now he's trying to think, do I be sneaky here? Is he trying to find me? What's the deal? And Miguel is just going to go forward. So we'll see if Miguel's game sense is on point to realize that TaToH should be looping around now. Because TaToH's army was in the middle of the map.
Oh, TaToH's coming back.
Oh, that's good
job
for
from
Miguel
to force him back. Yeah. Really, really nice.
And obviously, great job from TaToH as well to realize this, abandon the gold, and go to the wood line. He's got great farming eco, but Miguel still has hunts. We'll see if that farming eco still makes much of a difference.
Ooh, now TaToH's going back to Miguel's base. This is going to be tricky timing for Miguel. Because if you suspected TaToH was coming forward, you would have already expected the army at your base.
Yep, that's true.
You might think he's just kind of building up near his TC, ready to pounce on you, but now the army is looping all the way around. Doesn't have town watch, and oh God.
No way,
Miguel, you need something in between. You need a wall in between your TC and the wood line, dude. Just a house there, something.
He's so focused on the production. He's so focused on the micro, right? So that would have been just one extra thing for him to worry about. And now TaToH, he should just pull back underneath his TC and just micro like crazy with this forward army. Miguel
Oh,
does
God.
react, but he's losing more eco in a game where he's already behind. And he should lose his wood line, too. Like, he needs more units.
It feels so predictable. And, like, this is a situation where you could have just added a couple houses near your TC.
Or an
a wall,
outpost,
or
palisade
something,
walls,
or
yep.
a tower, or like you don't even need a tower, just an outpost or something like that. He's still pressuring on the farms, which I guess is great, but he's losing villagers at the back. Now Tato has killed 8 villagers this game, and Miguel calls the GG. There were so many preemptive things he could have done in that situation, even after getting killed by that drush early.
Yep.
And he just didn't do it.
The thing that is tricky here, and I think it's important to mention, is like there's certain civs in this game where you just play reckless, and Mongols is one of them. The other example I could give you would be Khmer. We've seen so many instances where someone could wall with the Khmer, but they stay open because they can hop inside of houses, and then they might find themselves in a situation where they've got 15 villas and houses and no protection. Like, I think for Miguel here, he's like, I lost villagers early. I've got to go hunt. I've got to send army forward and just send wave after wave after wave. And Tato was creative enough in defense, and then the counterattack finished the game.
But, like, why are you walling the front of your base like this? If you're playing super aggressive, why are you walling the front of your base like this and then nothing on the left?
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing on the left.
It's an easy wall off there. I agree. And I think if you want to play reckless, if you want to play open, just make an outpost there. One outpost and you at least see it, and then you shouldn't lose those villagers. What he was doing against Tato on the front was enough to win the game, right? He just needed to track that army. And even though he had lost, I think, 4 leading up to this army coming in, he still would have been fine. Because Tato's
look at how many.
Yeah.
He lost 4 villagers in Dark Age, essentially, or early feudal, and the resources collected was still really similar.
Yeah.
Between these two, like it was less than 400 off. It wasn't making a huge difference yet.
And Tato would have been off of a lot of his food as well.
Exactly.
Off of his gold. So that's a frustrating one for Miguel. And honestly, I can see why he called the GG, but I actually would have liked to see him continue to play on a little bit longer because he still has so much army at Tato's base. But I think in the end, Tato just makes skirms there, and then he defends, and Miguel kind of saw the future there. So anyways,
Very
creative start
enjoyable.
from Tato, right? Like that's the opening round in the group stage for Miguel. And he's probably just like, why did I have to face Tato? Like, he's going to do so many off-meta things, so many things to surprise me. Lesson learned, I guess.
Hey, here we are. Game 2, Tato against Miguel. And Tato starting over here on the left side. He's got a wonderful little nugget of wood that he can actually kind of full wall in there. It's a nice little base for Tato, also with 2 back-ish stones and a berry bush that is almost completely secure at the edge. Miguel also has a little square of wood that's going to be harder to wall in, but he is playing as Magyar, so he's probably going to be the aggressor here.
Yeah, what?
And I think we're expecting him to go into scouts opening, right? Or is it Spearman Archer for Magyars to kind of mix it up?
You could, but I think to your point, I think you've got to stick to your game, right? Go scouts because you have the cheap scouts with forging and hope to make some things happen. The thing about this nugget of wood on the left side is that Tato can use the edge of the map right beyond it and then wall around it towards the TC. So that's an area where he can actually full wall, which is really, I don't want to say rare on this map, but it is something that is a little uncommon, and the best players take advantage of it.
It's not the easiest full wall in the world, though. It still requires a lot. Sometimes you get him like right behind the TC, and then it's just a straight shot, and that's really kind of broken a little bit.
Yeah. And obviously, you don't just want to give up map control in this map in most cases anyways. But I think having that back 3-tile gold and then having the back berries with the natural wood wall is pretty epic. But Miguel also has gold in the back of his base.
Okay. So how fast did they go up here with a 9 villager start? Is it still like 20 population?
I know Miguel,
19
he's
pop?
not going to change anything. He's just going to stick to what he knows. I haven't tested it too much. I think you might be able to shave off 1 pop from a standard build, but 19 is the earliest you'd ever see from Magyars usually, and 20 is kind of the safe play. So I think we're going to see that from Miguel. Still very curious to see what Tato opens with here, because when you think Saracens and Tato, you're normally thinking Market and Archers. But the Gamer Legion players have been known for sometimes mixing it up in Castle Age with Knights.
I hope Miguel just goes heavy on feudal pressure. I
think
hope he
will.
doesn't let it creep into his mind.
Yep, that would be 2 lumber camps for him, 19 pop. Tato's going to go 19 population as well. Keep in mind that neither civilization really has an eco bonus to work with. So no foraging bonus, farming bonuses, hunting bonus, none of that at play here. It's more about the market for the Saracens, and then the Magyars, it's all military bonuses. They don't have a single eco bonus. And Tato is going to go to gold, I believe. He sent one vill to gold and then decided, no, I want it on wood. And then was sending a vill to gold, and now it's going to make a house. So the timing on gold's definitely not going to be perfect for archers if he's going to try that. But neither player's even found the other one yet, because on the 9 villager start, they just push in the deer, and they rush feudal age pretty much every time.
I guess it's going to be scouts for Tato, or just spearman defense. I don't know. I don't see anything on gold yet for him.
Yeah, 1 lumber camp normally is bad for scouts. In the mid game, it's really going to hurt you, especially when you've got a tiny lumber camp there. You're going to need to relocate a wood line anyways.
He does have 6 straggler bamboos he can go to.
Yeah, he does. I like how he walled in the berries. Obviously doesn't have the scouting yet on what his opponent's doing. Miguel has now located Tato. And it will be scouts for Tato, and it will be scouts for Miguel. But again, Miguel has cheaper scouts, and also he is forging already.
Is he going to see that? Is he going to see that? And he's going to see the stable. Okay. So just keep going, scouts, if you're Miguel.
Yep, I agree.
Make a few spearmen, too. Your spearmen counteract the spearmen from Tato. You have the +1 damage automatically. Make some scouts, and just keep coming forward. And then you can mix in archers if you need to. But right now for Miguel, it should just be easy mode when you're talking about strategy choices. You do what your civ is good at, and you just keep doing it. Also, we have to mention that wood line on the right side of Tato's base has one little hole through the middle.
Yeah, and Miguel didn't loop back that way either, so maybe Tato won't notice that. So oftentimes what you're going to see from the better scout player or the faster feudal player, as the spearman gets a hit there, that's nice,
Nice.
is the forward spearman. But you have to be careful with the forward spearman play if there's already palisade walls down. Because then if they counterattack you with scouts, you suddenly have no spearmen at home. Look at Tato, though, Dave.
Going for a market, going to gold right now. And the way he set up his walls, it's not too much of a stretch to wall to the edge of the map, too. Although he already has the preemptive small walls around his wood line. Running around with the scouts, he's probably going to bring those over to Miguel's base and kind of try and draw Miguel away.
Tato, he's going for early bloodlines. This is so sick. I love it. This is going to catch Miguel off guard, and it's going to give the bloodline scouts better fights in a scout v scout engagement. And there's the blacksmith too. He's kind of hiding this, right? But I also don't know if his eco is going to be all that good, so we'll see. Just 1 spearman at home for Miguel. He's going to think that's okay. He's adding the second. But Bloodlines is going to be in, and this is what Tato can do to you, man. He just hits you with different timings. As I say that, though, he doesn't attack, so Miguel might be okay.
And Miguel's going to show up at the back of Tato's base. He sees that blacksmith now.
Yeah.
But he's running into the spearman. Okay, good job for Miguel to avoid that. Tato trying to get damage at Miguel's base, but Miguel is just adding farms. And I think Miguel just needs to calmly consider the fact that even if Tato has a large number of scouts, even if he does get bloodlines, he still has the advantage. He has foraging.
Oh my God. Miguel's going to be so unlucky here. He's going to overchop that tree. It's at 2 wood. It's at 1 wood. And he's so lucky Tato didn't go back that way. Oh, man. Still, obviously, the hole's still going to be there.
Good play from both players to keep their wood lines preemptively walled. Tato now with 6 scouts. Miguel also with 6 scouts, but Miguel's food eco looking a little bit better than Tato's right now.
Yeah, and
as he has horse collar and he has more farms.
Oh, great quick wall there from Tato.
Ooh, super close.
Miguel's waiting for Tato to come back. I like how defensive he's playing at the moment, honestly. He realizes more scouts forward won't do anything for him. And he still made a healthy scout number. As we see Tato hiding the second stable. So Tato's like trying to show Miguel as little as possible. So Miguel might think that he's going to go Castle Age and stop making army. But Miguel has not really stopped.
Okay, Miguel getting wheelbarrow now. Does not have bloodlines. Tato getting forging.
TaToH's up an upgrade and a big upgrade, but there's bloodlines now for Miguel. Miguel's played this really well so far, Dave. It's a very close game. Would prefer Miguel's position if the Saracen market didn't exist, right? We still have to figure out how TaToH uses that.
He's about to turn around with these scouts. Miguel needs to be very careful, dude. That's not the fight you want. He notices quick enough, but he's going to lose HP on those scouts. He does have spearmen coming in, but I doubt TaToH will ever get hit by those.
That second stable from TaToH, though. It's now... actually, it's not now producing, so he's going to have to fix that. But it will produce, and Miguel, again, is on the fence on if he should make more feudal age army. He doesn't know what to expect from TaToH.
Trying to pincer maneuver with the spearmen here. Trying to get a good engagement against TaToH. TaToH is getting a little bit trapped on the side. As Miguel is still producing some more scouts, he accidentally deleted a spearman in his eco. I don't know what that was about.
He was housed, I think.
Trap here for Miguel. If he can get hits with the spearman, and he is.
Wow. Yeah, great timing. And he's got 8 scouts still with healthy upgrades. TaToH is going to take more hits at the very least. And TaToH's reinforcements might not be well timed here after all. Plus, there's still going to be spearmen at home for Miguel.
Yep. Another hit with the spearman. Great job there from Miguel. And he already has wheelbarrow. Has way more farms than TaToH. 18 farms versus 13 from TaToH. Also has horse color, which TaToH doesn't have. So the eco for Miguel is looking really good as long as he doesn't lose any crucial fights. Unfortunately, running into the damage from TaToH, and he's going to suspect maybe too stable, seeing that amount of scouts.
I
Just
think,
build more spears.
You know, Miguel hasn't produced an extra scout in the last 2 to 3 minutes, so that could still be one stable play from TaToH, but it's going to dawn on him in a moment. But the correct play for Miguel, as he realizes this, look, he completely abandons the gold. The correct play is to just make spearmen and scouts and try and go up to Castle Age. Do not try and match this while staying in feudal. Castle Age is the correct decision here.
What formation were those scouts running in? Do you see that?
They still are running. It was like a weird box formation play.
It was like double line formation play. It was weird.
Nice job there. I like how he skipped the blacksmith too. He only needed forging in feudal, or at least he felt. Now he knows it's double, maybe even triple stable from TaToH.
Keep making spears. Keep making spears. He's got 6 spears right now. He's got 6 spears. As long as he doesn't have like an unfortunate overchop or pathing issue or something like that, he should be fine.
Yeah, keep making scouts
no archers
too.
Yet from TaToH as TaToH tries to buy his way up now.
Good job from TaToH.
Uptime.
This is a sick game. Like, both players are playing this so well. It's 2-2 KD. TaToH could still easily dominate with light cav in the next stage, but I think what Miguel wants is pikemen.
Ooh, Miguel needs to figure out that gold at the back because
He needs
TaToH
to
is
leave
looking
it.
around with the scouts now.
Yeah, he needs to.
Oh, and the tree is getting overchopped at the very back too. Oh, looks like there's another tree in the
Oh,
way.
God. TaToH's baiting him so hard. Miguel's like, I guess I'll go forward. My spearmen defend my gold. Now TaToH doesn't see the scouts. He only sees 2 spearmen. Miguel's going to have to come back. But Miguel's kind of waiting in the middle just in case, I guess. These scouts are going to have iron casting soon.
You need to abandon those farms. You need to wall up that wood line. That's exactly what he's doing, and he has wheelbarrow, so he can get away on time. TaToH does not have wheelbarrow, and Miguel is looking to come in, and TaToH's wood line at the back is actually open. TaToH unable to kill any villagers at the front because of all these spearmen from Miguel, and Miguel looks like he's made a calculated risk, but it's kind of paid off here. Is he going to wait the 15 seconds to get iron casting on these scouts, or is he going to wait for light cab to come in?
That upgrade's going to help so much. TaToH did make a new palisade wall, Dave, but he might overchop it in a second.
And it's a TC, dude.
This is so well played from Miguel. This is the Miguel that we know exists, right? But we don't always see that in tourneys.
10 wood
Is he
on
waiting?
the bamboo.
He saw it.
TaToH.
He saw it. He's waiting.
Miguel's waiting, bro. Oh, he's in.
Wow,
Oh my
what
God,
a play.
Iron casting. What a play from Miguel. That is incredible. And TaToH's going to realize too late. These scouts have a lot of attack. 5+2. Villagers going down.
And the light cap can stay,
damage.
too. Like, the light cap could stay and take the fight, I think. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a bad call-out. And, yeah, it's a horrible call-out. What am I talking about? There's more spearmen than I expected. But, I mean, that right there is the first real glimpse of... not first glimpse of hope from Miguel, but that's the first glimpse of his brilliance, I guess. 4 villagers killed now, and he's faster to the town centers. It's perfect, yep.
Yep. Just needs to protect that front side and make sure there's no slip-ups here. Villagers coming back. Wheelbarrow has really helped him pulling away those villas. He's going to lose a couple. Probably lose 3 villas here. As the spearmen come back this way, and Camel's now being added in from Tato as Miguel goes for his first market. But he is killing more villagers, it looks like, on Tato's woodline.
Yep, he's killed 1. Probably needs to run away now because there's camels, but good pressure. I'm a little worried about Miguel because the 3 TCs. And the only reason I say that is because he's not making knights. He doesn't have the pikeman upgrade. You got to have a little bit more in the way of military here. Tato senses there's blood in the water, but he's splitting up his light cav. He's going in for another vill, finds the other vill. There's pikeman finally for Miguel.
And he goes for a second barracks as well. So he's thinking about more pikemen. I don't know about the second barracks because it feels like you already have 11.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need that. But Tato looping around, doing a good job getting another villager at the front.
Yep, picks off 3 lonely spearmen on the right side. Spearmen are no match in those numbers. And Tato's right back in this one. And Tato's got good production as well. He's got monks to heal up or get conversions. He's got camels in the middle taking out the knights. So Tato's not done yet.
Really nice from Tato.
And Miguel's distracted, obviously, right? So those knights just patrolled across the map, were forgotten about until the last second. And now he even gets the reminder because he noticed. Crap, I just threw away those 2 knights, and now maybe the frustration starts to set in. But now he clears up some light cav, so that's nice.
He needs to do something to secure those farms at the front there. Like, he's got 23 farms right now, but he can't access the 4. Like, he keeps losing villagers there. Maybe just more pikemen to defend. Tato also needs to get his food eco sorted. Only 14 farms right now.
I think we're going to see a cav archer switch here from Tato. He's adding a range.
Maybe.
It wouldn't make a lot of sense to go for foot archers because crossbowman's not the cheapest upgrade. Cav archers you can just go into immediately, and if you have bloodlines, right, that benefits them too, so...
Look at how many camels he has, bro.
He's got a lot of army, man. He's not even that far behind in eco. Being behind by 7 villagers but having this much army control is still amazing for him.
There's the second range. As Tato will grab 2 relics.
24 to 23 KD. 5 to 5 eco KD. This game's super close. The economy is also very close. Army count's close too, but the compositions are going to be very different. I'd like to see Tato hide Cav Archer. I don't want him to show it until he's got like 4 or 5 of them.
Do something about these forward farms, Miguel. You keep getting hit there over and over again. Probably would have been worth it to delete those 4 farms just to avoid the temptation.
Well, Tato used those 3 spearmen. If you look at them, they're still running to the left. He used those spearmen to pull those away. So it's really tough to play pikeman defense. Remember earlier in the Veleza set, I said the same thing, but then he made it look amazing. You got to constantly retask them to different locations. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's not the position you normally want to be in.
Miguel is going for a 4th TC on the stone in the north, but I think Tato's actually going to see that, which is not great for Miguel. That is so nice from Tato to mistakenly, as he's trying to pull those pikemen away, see that he's going on the stone.
Now, what you'd want to do against Camel Cav Archer is you'd want to go Scorpions. You need to have some siege in the mix. And now, like, fortunately for Miguel, he's going to see everything all at once. He's going to see the monks. He's going to see the Cav Archers. And the Cav Archers already have Bodkin Arrow. Not a position you want to be in. These poor pikemen are so slow as they run home. No siege workshop yet for Miguel. He needs something more than just pikemen here, Dave.
Yeah, and the Camel and Cav Archer are in on the gold. More Cav Archers on the other side, although Tato's losing control over those, so he loses a Cav Archer. Miguel is just kind of making these pikemen, hoping it's going to buy him time. Right now, to be fair, it kind of is. As he makes a switch now into double archer range at the back, so he's thinking about Cav Archers of his own. Probably not skirmishers, right?
No, I think Cav Archers is actually... It solves a lot of his problems, right? Like, he doesn't have mobility at the moment. Scorpions and Siege would still be very slow. He's going to have to run away from that wood line now because he senses Tato's running around. But if he can get the numbers, maybe. But the problem is you're trying to catch up with the technology your opponent already has, as we see. Great damage control here from Miguel.
Yeah, really, really nice.
The wood line still getting hit on the other side by Cav Archers, though.
Yep.
The pikemen will actually be able to push all this away, though, and they could get trapped in here. These camels. Ooh.
Just focus on the camels. Don't even bother with the cav archers. Focus on the camels. Do
this
not
is funny.
even
Tato
bother
just
with
trapped
the cav
himself
archers.
even more. Tato just played himself. Oh, man.
I see a way out. Never mind.
Wow, that's
Never
huge.
mind.
That's huge. Now, cav archer production isn't there yet for Miguel. Upgrades aren't there yet for Miguel. Woodline is a disaster for Miguel on the right side.
Absolute disaster. But he is ahead on bills. So, and he did have wheelbarrow for a lot longer than Tato did. So it's kind of the idle villager situation kind of made up for by the villager lead that he already had. But Tato is providing all the pressure.
And he's got so many upgrades. Like, he's going to get ballistics now, too. He's got 16 cav archers. I still think, like, now, I said that the cav archers is maybe a good play, but I still think siege would have made so much sense. He had the wood. He had the gold. A couple scorpions with the pikemen.
I honestly think, dude, he was trying to buy himself enough time to get a castle down in defense. But he was just so late to that stone that he couldn't do it.
Cav Archer is like not really a buy time move, right? It's like more of a long-term thing. And then you have the question, like, what do you do when you get the castle up? Miguel's eco efficiency is horrible. His idle eco time, 30 minutes into this game, is about to cross 2 hours. But he still is the villager lead. It's just how good is the economy actually? As Tato has been on 2 town centers this whole time, just full-on aggression from him.
Cav archers only up to 5 right now for Miguel. He does have enough stone for a castle. But where do you even place that at the moment? The monks for Tato are going to go down, so that's a good pick. The TC there from Miguel, kind of baiting those in. But the cav archers on the right side still have no answer. And he's going for the castle in between the golds. He's going for the castle there. If Tato brings these cav archers over from the other side, he could potentially deny this. And Miguel is now coming forward with his own cav archers. Interesting. He's not going to use that to defend this position. Okay. Okay, buddy.
Oh, man. His his wood line on the right, still a big problem. The castle's not going to go up. Remember, we're looking at Red Bull Wolo Legacy Champion, right? And this is very Empire Wars-esque, very aggressive. And I think the takeaway I got from Tato with his performance in Red Bull Wolo Legacy is he's not always the fastest at 3 TCs. He doesn't prioritize the eco like a lot of other players do for their ideal builds. He prioritizes controlling the map, man. And Miguel taps out. What a great game from Tato. Miguel had it, but Castle Age was just far too defensive from him, and Tato just had his way.
Amazing control from Tato on multiple armies, continuing to pick away at Miguel's economy. I think Miguel... in feudal age, I feel like if you just go full military production against Saracens, you could be fine. Instead of trying to go up to castle age, just defending with spears and scouts, I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's so complicated because remember when he was saving, when he like committed towards castle in terms of saving, what he was seeing from Tato showed him that Tato was going to go up to Castle Age as well. So if you just turn that around and try and go full feudal when Tato's walled, you could be up against
I'm talking about
Knights and
earlier than that. I'm talking about earlier than that. Just
like early
keep pushing Tato's base.
Yep.
You had a stable, maybe even a second stable if you're not seeing anything from Tato. And then you had an archer range to counter the spears.
Yeah.
And you have scouts, spearmen, archers, and Saracens are just always going to be behind. Feels like unless he's YOLOing castle, and then you're just pressuring his base. I feel like you have to dictate the game and not let Tato dictate the game.
So if you go to 2620, you don't have to go to the specific spot. The second he sees those cav archers, I think if he adds a siege workshop and I'll like kind of speed through some of the points after that, he's still got pikeman numbers. If he adds scorps, probably not mangonels because they have more of a habit of missing, but I think he can get his castle up, and I think this is an easier game for him. But he just straight up did nothing, and then he tries to go cav archers when his opponent already has 10 of them. I think the cav archer switch, like I get it with Magyars, and then eventually you get the castle, and then you get recurve build, blah, blah, blah. That's all exciting, but cav archer switch did nothing for him here. So I think he needed something else there. But to your point, you also have to have army control against Tato, and ideally you want it with the Magyars. So Tato just punished it so nicely.
Seemed like a lack of confidence. All right, so we have a very close generation between these two.
Whoa.
And This island is still chunky, not quite as chunky as our last main island. And Miguel, well, he's going to be playing as Italians against Japanese, and I think this is a situation that might favor the Italians a little bit with the water aggression. Japanese not being able to play as defensive as it might previously. Also, the islands are very small.
Yeah,
both.
island's very small. And on this map, if you lose water in feudal, there's pretty much no way back. So I think the most important thing here is honestly what direction you send your ships to check and how quickly you find out where someone's located. Sometimes you'll see players use a fishing ship to go out and scout, and that could be really important here. But I think if I had to guess, they would both end up going the same way because they're both docking in similar areas, and so you'd think that you'd go the fastest way.
The worst thing would be for your opponent to send 2 fires one way and for you to split your fires.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that might actually happen here.
I think there's a good chance they both split fires, and so it's a 1v1 fight in the middle, and then a 1v1 fight in the north.
I mean, whoever loses water here is just dead, right? Like, there's no space whatsoever.
And another thing to bring up, when they eventually transport, they're going to arrive on land at very similar areas. It's not like they'll be on opposite sides of the island like we saw on the ACCM Veleza set. So we'll see, what the build orders are. Obviously, 9 villager start makes us all a little bit faster. Actually makes it easier to fish boom, I think, because you have all that eco right away. So neither player should have a problem here.
Ooh. Miguel has 17.2k wood on his starting island, and TaToH has 12.5. That's big.
I see 10.6. Is it possible you're not clicking all the trees? It's the tree type, I think. Wait, 16.5k for Miguel?
I had a bigger amount than you, so is it possible that you're not clicking all the trees, bro?
Hold on. Now,
I had a bigger amount than you. Bro.
You said 11.8k for TaToH?
No, I said 12.3. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Oh, I didn't get the stragglers. Wow, you're really thorough with the trees. Hold on.
I am thorough. It is so much more wood.
I'm seeing what you're saying now. Yeah, for sure. Like about 5 or 6k more food. Wood, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think that wouldn't be a big deal.
Matter here, but like, if we had a game like Veleza versus ACCM, that matters big time. Actually,
now I want to go back and see what the difference was in wood with ACCM and Veleza in that game.
Oh, don't worry. My chat's gonna.
Someone's got to investigate.
They're actually going back in time.
Good luck with recorded games, by the way, because I'm pretty sure they still break sometimes.
Godspeed.
So hopefully that's not the case.
No, they're going to go back in my VOD and literally count the trees.
You can't. Okay. Well, they can have fun with that. Shows how interesting you are, I guess, if they go and do that. Or we are, excuse me.
These people don't use my YouTube to fall asleep.
Well played. Also, what in the world is going on here with the fishing ship count for Miguel? This must be an intentional build. Because he only has 3 fishing ships.
Yeah, this is the we need pressure fast into galleys build.
Yeah.
And TaToH is doing the my fish are tanky. I'm going to go up a little bit later and challenge you to kill them build.
Will they go the right direction? Like, this galley play is amazing because they're close quarters, but will Miguel go the right direction? There's no indicators here, right? There's nothing he should be able to know that tells him that TaToH is to the south. He is going to go that way.
He's going.
It's important, I think, to have galleys against Japanese fishing ships, too, because they do so much more damage than fires will. All right, here we go.
He's going. Oh, he's going to find the fish. He's going to be like, yes. Maybe there is a thing with the generation. Like, if you spawn way in the corner, you know your opponent's in the corner. But if you spawn, like, flat against the side like this, you know your opponent's over on this side.
Okay, so much for these fishing ships going down. My God, Japanese are insane.
They're so tanky.
Yeah.
They're so tanky.
And now you're taking out fishing ships from someone who's already had more than you. So even if you kill a few of them, you're not necessarily ahead. But he is ahead to the galley numbers for now. TaToH obviously on his way to catch up here. And now those 2 galleys are separated from the rest of the group. They need to get home somehow.
I think they need to go north, dude. He's gonna, oh boy. Well, he took off some HP from TaToH's galley. It's not the worst thing in the world. Now he's got 4 against 3.
That's true. No fletching for Miguel yet.
This actually isn't bad at all for Miguel. Just save that galley. Don't have it in the...
Did that really bother you that much? He's microing and macroing, bro. What do you expect?
It's a rookie mistake,
bro. He's producing out of his TC, his docks. He's getting fletching. That's not a rookie mistake. Don't grumble.
It's a rookie mistake. I didn't grumble.
You're going water in the Nomad tourney. I'm going to grumble every time you lose a weak
I can do that
galley.
with controller player, all right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, now I might start to grumble because he is going in a little too far. And he's going to try and get his way out here with this galley. Loses it. Still has the slight number advantage against TaToH, but it's all a micro game here. And TaToH's got the close reinforcements here. Getting housed would end the game for you right now in some cases. TaToH's scrambling up some houses. TaToH's got some weak galleys.
Another weak one. Oh, Miguel, come on. There we go. Perfect.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard. And Miguel snipes it, and they're just trading evenly right now. The KD is 7-4, but the faster feudal is paying off. And also, TaToH's fishing ships are right there.
I love the aggression from Miguel, and I love the fact he's not focusing the fishing ships yet. He's just like, I'll take care of this army, and then I'll go for the fish. If I have 3 ships, it's going to take me, what, 4 volleys to take out a fishing ship? It's not worth it. I'm going to go for the galleys first.
Yep.
And look, TaToH has 1 galley on the field, 5 in the queue right now, and Miguel has 7 on the water, so that's massive.
Yeah, amazing snowball there from him. It went from a 7-4 KD to an 11-4 KD. It's going to continue, and we have a 12-minute game. Miguel's back in the series, and he's on the board finally. GG.
Good job, Miggy. Good job.
Here's the thing.
This map generation was just like, if you lose water, you're just done. You're done.
But like also,
no chance.
I'm really curious what happens if they're on opposite sides of the water. Because I think Miguel's approach there has a lot less success if he has to travel to the other corner. So he got, I think his strategy was suited for the map gen, and he got a little fortunate there.
Bro, even if TaToH docks the right side of his island, I think he struggles a little bit more. Even just like a couple more seconds to go around to the right side.
Yeah. Now it's just tricky, right? Because I think if TaToH was in the right corner, like in the Velez ACCM game, there's just such a big distance between Miguel's docks and TaToH's docks, and the reinforcements would never come in fast enough. But that's a risk you take, right? And interesting that both players here wanted to go galleys, whereas in the previous series we had fire galleys. So maybe we'll see that continue to be the. We'll see there not being a trend be the trend going forward on this map. Not being the trend, not having a trend being the trend.
Noted.
Yeah, I think that kind of made sense. If you really think hard, it can maybe make sense.
Write it down, chat. Write it down.
Distance between the bases is massive here. Miguel got lucky in the previous game because they were so close. And now look how far away they are. This is where humans can dominate, Dave. This is why Miguel wanted this civilization. Because if you can drop that second TC, imagine how long it's going to take for TaToH to get across the map with any type of pressure in this game.
Do humans get cannon galleon?
I think, don't all civs get cannon galleon after chemistry now? Except for like maybe 1 or 2?
Huns don't. I don't think humans do.
Okay. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that, especially with Mayans, because it will take the Mayans longer to work through their wood. So I hope we don't get there.
We're obviously excluding things like Mayans, Incas, Aztecs, guys, when we're talking about that.
Of course.
Okay, so humans do miss it. Okay, so.
Well, thank you for bringing up the hard-hitting points here at the start of this game.
Dude, bro, I cast a game last weekend that had units on water for about an hour.
You've got PTSD. I get it. Yeah, I was tuning in and out of that one, and there were points. I literally, like, I saw it at an hour and a half, and I was like, man, I really wish I was casting this one. 20 minutes later, I was like, thank God. Thank God I'm watching TV and not casting this one. Like, it went through that pretty quickly for me.
I feel like people don't realize like how exhausting it is to cast a game like that. if you're just trying to keep up with stuff.
Yeah,
It's just so much work.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
think it's especially frustrating when players miss crucial technologies that could help them. And I think in that game, both players missed out on really important techs for virtually the whole game. So
TaToH's going for a drush here.
okay, so he's going to try Drush Fast Castle then, if this is the case, because there's no way like a fast feudal play works. TaToH's really got to hope he can find his opponent. He did find extra sheep in the south, so that's nice.
Yep. There are, I think there's like 4 bundles of extra sheep, so 12 in total, I believe.
Bundles,
Maybe
huh?
see some of the bundles. I don't know. What are they? Herds? They're not a herd. There's only 3. I think it's a bundle.
It's not a bundle.
I think it's a bundle, bro.
A bundle of sheep.
I think it's a bundle, dude.
19 pop for Miguel. So here's the thing. Miguel will have Loom by the time the Drush arrives, but he's going to want to place the TC on the wood line. So I hope TaToH resists the temptation to try and go to the berries and just stays on the wood line.
Ooh, Miguel's going to find the militia in the north.
Does he do anything about it?
Does he?
He's worried about the eagle.
He's busy
right
with
now.
the eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Please tell me you saw that.
Well, the lion's going to help delay, and now we have the quick walls for Miguel. So Miguel knows something's up here. Like, the way TaToH's fighting with this eagle is only a way you engage if you have militia on the way.
Mm-hmm. He's going to find the barracks, too.
I think Miguel could place a TC on the wood line on the left, honestly. Or you, like, somehow delete... What? He's going for a barracks now?
Okay, so Miguel, I've seen this a bunch of times on Arabia. His build with humans is like... A lot of players do this, right? Where they go scouts into the second TC.
Mm-hmm.
But his build in particular, he can do it really well.
And
Unfortunately
nice
for
quick
him,
wall.
that villager is very weak.
Oh.
Nice quick wall on the berries, kind
That's
of,
not a
maybe,
good quick
not so
wall.
much.
We talk about avoidable mistakes a lot, Dave. That's super avoidable. He could have had the palisade walls down, but in the end, he still has the sheep. It looks like he found some extra bundles of sheep.
Yep.
So, okay, go
They
scouts for map
bundle them.
control, and then you can still add the second TC later. I actually don't hate
and
this.
Miguel does it really well. I've seen him. I saw him beat Viper, I think, a couple times with it on Arabia. Now, Oasis is not Arabia, but with the way that TaToH is playing, it kind of is. Like, it's really open. And he's got a scout forward to prevent the walls from coming down, too.
If anything, I think it's way better here than on Arabia just because of the distance we talked about.
And Miguel is even... Look, he's making the stable, and he's going to go for that second TC. Like I said, he's got this down pat.
All right, so he just needs to drop that town center. We'll need to bring his scout home, potentially. Okay, that's a sheep. Never mind. Scout's on the gold. And I love the TC spot. And I also love how he's not even letting the house go down. He's just going to repair it.
Yep.
Because
The only
TaToH's trying to be
concern for him
annoying.
is going to be... I think the only concern for Miguel, as with most human players, is going to be the food count, right? Going to be the food count, whether he can sustain villagers from 2 TCs while making the scouts. He's got a scout over here, so he doesn't so much care about those militia.
Snipes
And
the
he's
eagle.
going to pick off the eagle. Really nice.
You're
Really
definitely right
nice.
about the food count. Think about this. After he completes his TC with 8 vills, he will then have 14 villagers on wood. He doesn't have a wood
no
upgrade.
wood
He
upgrade.
doesn't have a farm upgrade, and he has 0 on berries. So he's going to have to, like, pull villagers from that TC to go to the berries, I think.
Yep.
But he is also going to have the potential to counterattack TaToH, so it's not like TaToH's going to go fast castle off this.
Well,
I know it is a high risk, high reward situation here for Miguel, but I personally would prefer to just see him clear up the Drush. Because in game 1, TaToH killed so many villagers with leftover militia. I feel like that could still be a possibility here.
okay, so Miguel with a little bit of idle TC time. He's got to watch out for his scouts. The spearman is there from TaToH, and Miguel is really good. Scout control in feudal age. In general, anyway. TaToH could maybe trap this in with 2 vills. Do it.
Super gutsy there. Super gutsy, but I like how you thought it because I know I did.
Yeah, I was thinking double gate situation. And now TaToH is going forward with villagers. He's gotten the men-at-arms upgrade. And he's going to come forward here. Maybe secure that stone and tower the farms around the TC for Miguel.
Miguel, no
Interesting.
eco upgrades. He's going to try and
Miguel
kill a
finding a
villager, though.
villager.
Great blocking.
He's
That's a
gonna get
dead
it.
vill.
He's going to... Oh, that's fantastic. Really great.
Also,
Does
TaToH
see
going
the
to
archer range,
stone.
though, and doesn't see the archers. So should suspect that there is pressure coming forward. He's going to bring the scouts around to track this.
And Miguel's scout on the right side, I guess, didn't see the stone, but he must sense something because he's just gone to stone.
Dude, if this doesn't work out for Tato, as Miguel now finds the archer, he's going to be so far behind.
Yeah.
Like, Miguel is going to stone right now, which is great because he can go for some counter tower pressure. Also making a house out there, which is going to give him some visibility. He's got the scouts behind. He could even make an argument maybe for rushing this tower with villagers if he gets some damage on the men-at-arms.
I don't think Miguel needs to. Obviously, if he notices this, and he could counter tower, but I don't think you have to here because you have the gold in the south to go to. It's just in the moment when he sees this, will he force a counter tower? So now he's going to do it. Extremely awkward for him as he's trying to keep his town centers running. I expect the idle time to get really high for him.
I think it's awkward for Tato too, though, because he can't really engage. He'll be, if he fights that tower with men-at-arms or villagers, he'll be under the fire of the TC.
The stone timing was really important.
Yeah.
Also, the archer range timing for Miguel is really good too, because if he just gets enough archers to snipe the spearmen, Tato's whole army's dead. Oh god, that tower from Tato's so annoying.
It is. It's going to cut off the farms, and we talked about the food being an issue for Miguel.
I love how Tato's able to claw his way back in these situations.
Kill this first tower before that tower goes up, Miguel. You got to kill this. If he has 2 towers there, it's very annoying. Once that tower goes up, you can no longer range this first one with melee damage, but it looks like he's going to get it cleared up.
The scouts. Okay, oh my god. He still can't take that gold. He still has not relocated to the gold in the south. And still doesn't have eco upgrades. This is not the Cumin boom you would want.
He just killed that tower foundation, Tristan.
Did he actually?
I think Tato went for another one. I'm going to double check, but I think he went for another one here, and I think Miguel killed it. And he took all the stone. He did.
You're right.
He did.
Oh, that's huge. Now Tato can't make a tower for a while. There's also a risk that he could lose his army if he loops around to the left side because there's stone there. And Miguel just needs to patrol these scouts right in the choke. Like, just the weak one you could maybe use for scouting, but try and pick off any of Tato's reinforcements.
Dude, Tato is now, I think he's in that classic position where you're like, crap. I am against humans.
Yeah.
And I have not killed a villager yet. This is awful. He's had the second TC forever, and he's going to be feeling all sorts of pressure to get the damage done. Miguel, with the tower already defensively on the stone, going for houses there to wall it in, but there is a hole behind. It's going to be very annoying.
I'm laughing because Miguel's making house walls thinking that it's going to force the pressure in towards the stone. But there's a 1 tile gap on the other side of that wood line.
Yeah.
And Tato's just going to click behind. So Tato should know with a click behind that he can get through there. But let's see if he does.
He doesn't know. He does know. He sees it. He doesn't go.
Now he sees it. But I guess if you go too far, then you're cut off from the rest of your army that could come in later. And you might not want that.
10 villager lead for Miguel right now. 10 villager lead. Tato is looping around the other side with archers now, and Miguel has a scout there. He might be able to track that.
I honestly, I understand, like, Miguel's obviously done a really good job. I don't think a 10 villager lead is enough right now for humans. Like, to not have horse collar farms and to be making this many defensive towers, I don't know. Tato having this much army, if Miguel can hold forever with towers.
Oh boy, the army is coming around. Miguel is adding a tower to defend against the army he saw. But this army is looping around in the wood line. Is going to show up here, and Miguel needs to abandon that area with like 12 villagers. Loses access to more farms. Tato's going to kill the first village.
Tato does attack the first villager. Yep. Sorry, I'm actually catching up a little bit. I went back to check the tower thing. But yeah, now like Miguel was on the berries with too many villagers. Now he's abandoned, and he doesn't have places for his villagers to go. His economy's a mess. He needs a market. He has a market.
He's still in stone, so he could go for more towers. And Tato's about to click up to Castle Age.
What Tato needs is he needs to bring vills. You need to have like 2 villagers come and start making building. Actually, he has the 2 vills here still.
Yeah, they're forward. They're
of course,
forward
yeah.
From before.
And the other 2 are on a lumber camp, so.
Miguel is going for another tower in the stone in the north. He's going for a defensive tower in the south, which is good, but Tato is up to Castle Age. Miguel is, well, he's 16 villagers ahead right now.
Okay, garrison on the tower. Can Tato attack that tower without the TC ranging him? Not entirely sure. Miguel traps the army. Now the army can't leave. Miguel, garrison your TC. That's really well played, but that army is going to be able to escape, actually.
House in the north? He doesn't get that. Still, he's attacking with double tower against that army. Very weak, and now it's only archers in the south, but still cutting off so many farms, and Miguel is trying to buy his way up to the Castle Age.
Definitely the correct play to just idle your TC. The worker efficiency for Miguel, 37% over the last minute, 67% overall. So he's had the vills, but it's not pretty.
Man, what great pressure from Tato.
Also,
honestly.
Tato's tower in the middle, like to the north of the TCs here, is not getting hit. I don't know if Miguel can range it because he's hitting the house instead.
I thought it was. He's hitting the house. He's sending a villager now.
It looks like it's hitting the tower. Oh my god. Tato's also repairing the other tower and has 5 archers inside. So he's winning that tower war. He's going to kill that villager that was sent to batter down the tower. He's dropping barracks so he can go for eagles.
Bro, this is so ugly. I mean, Tato, what a great job. What a great job applying all this pressure. He now gets to the Castle Age. Miguel is not giving up. He's still in it. He still has a significant villager lead. But can he do enough as Tato now switches into eagles, gets the crossbow upgrade as well?
We've seen enough games with the humans where it looks like this, and then they just bring it back. But I think the thing I'd love to see from Miguel right now is drop the Siege Workshop before you're in Castle. Don't wait until Castle to drop the Siege Workshop. You need the Siege immediately.
Dude, look at the eco resources collected.
Tells the whole story, right?
Tato is 1,000 ahead with way less vills.
Yep. Tells the whole story.
Those vills will start to catch up. They will start to catch up, especially if Miguel clears all of this. He's going for another tower. He finally cleared the tower near a stone. He's got double stable. But only 5 on food.
He doesn't have the eco for knights, man. And even if he gets enough knights to clear this, look where his eco is. Like, we're going to find out if he can get Cannon Galleon pretty soon, because he's going to be in the middle before we know it. Like, this is horrible. In so many different ways. And amazing, obviously, from Tato. You would expect this from him, though. He knew what the humans would do. And there is still a risk, even though if you're far apart, apparently. Goes in on the wood line underneath the tower. Tato's adding the second town center as well. He's even adding the monastery to get some relics. Man, does he make this look good.
Crazy. It's crazy, right? He finally clears up. Miguel finally clears up the crossbows in the north. Looks like he's going to clear up those spearmen too. Still 2 villagers forward from Tato. Actually, 4 villagers forward. 2 on the lumber camp to the left and 2 to the south.
So
and Miguel,
frustrating.
His food eco is so bad. His
he's
food
got
eco
no
is
space.
buying food. Yeah.
He's got no space. And of course, Tato had a monk to heal up his eagles and to sit there just in case the knights came over.
And he has a monastery at home too.
Yeah. Now, I think there he might be getting a little greedy. I think there he might actually be going out to get relics. So if he has a couple monks at home, obviously that's perfect. But he is not fully walled at home yet. Miguel's expanding with the TC. Now, that TC is really helpful because immediately after he completes that, he can complete some farms there.
Resources starting to catch up because of Miguel's villager lead. And now that he's had some vills actually working.
Yep.
You know, that second TC as well, or sorry, third TC is going to help him out a lot. And Tato distracted a little bit at home. He's going to be forced to keep those monks back there as the knights come in to raid.
Oh my god, but now
he's
a
going
monk
for
on
a
the
siege
front,
workshop forward.
and the knight has to be deleted there. Like, Tato's insane. How is he doing everything so perfectly? Also, got crossbow and got bodkin, which a lot of people would think they wouldn't do because he didn't have that much army, but he got crazy value from it. And bodkin's going to help out a lot with holding this tower. Now Miguel has to repair his siege.
Miguel gets the house down in front. He's going to lose that villager, though.
Tato's incredible, dude. Tato's like,
He is.
if I could be one player, I would be Tato. If I could somehow, you know, play like he plays and think how he thinks. It's so much fun to watch. Miguel's not enjoying it on the other side, I'm sure, but he is still ahead in eco. Not much, not as far ahead as he would have wanted to be, but This can happen from time to time, and we'll see what the micro looks like.
He needs this to be an absolute hero, Mangonel. Does not have another one on the way. Needs this to be the biggest hero Mangonel of all time.
Oh! Almost got it. Now he has to be careful because the tower... Oh, no. Can his tower get it?
No.
Oh, sadness.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it.
Tato always has monks there waiting. At home, he has monks waiting. At home, he's dropping TC number 3. Yeah, guard tower is a very Tato thing, but I don't even think you need it. You know, just invest all those resources into your economy right now. If you hold this position, you win the game because Miguel has 2 golds to the south of his base right now. Unless Miguel can drop a castle on Tato's face or something, which would be epic.
I can't believe this has spiraled this far out of control. I mean, obviously the hole on the wood line, you know, made a lot of this possible. But still, it seemed like Miguel's timing on going to stone with the tower defense was so good.
Yeah.
He had the villager lead and everything like that. Now he's just forced into a situation where he's going to have to come in here for a big fight once Tato gets through this market and just hope for the best, right? Hope for some lucky RNG on the conversions, or he just calls GG. Damn.
Yeah, just taps out. He knows he can't fight it. Like, he knew that if he did take this fight, it would lead to Tato getting conversions and that the position would still be held by Tato. And Tato was adding the 4th town center, and Tato wins 3-1. I felt like the Kumans could have really worked, excuse me. But Tato made it look so easy. But the main thing, I think, is what the eco looked like for Miguel right after he completed the TC. He would have wanted to build the town center with the villagers that were on the wood line, but he couldn't do that because of the militia. And that resulted in 15 villagers on wood. He only had like 4 on food. And so he didn't have the eco upgrades for his farms or his wood. He didn't have the berries for too long. And like that difference is what decided the castle age times, I think, of the rest of the game.
You also called out early that he should have used the scouts to track the militia. Imagine he gets a good engagement there, no men-at-arms at all.
Yep.
Tato doesn't come forward. He plays FC against 2TC. Boom for Cumans. Also, why on earth did he not pick Hindustanis here?
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to say now, right? You know, and I think back to the scouts picking off the militia. Like, Miguel's the type of player to defend with eco and counterattack, right? That's his thing. And that works against a lot of players. But, you know, Tato just gets so much more value. Like, that's the thing of this series. You got so much value with so little, dude. What was it?
Yep.
4 villagers killed with 3 militia in Dark Age in the first game of the series. No one does that except Tato. So, he's just a beast of a player. Tato moves on to the winners match. Miguel will play in the losers match against whoever loses another series in the group. I don't actually recall who that is. I'll have to look. But obviously good for Miguel. He's still alive. And once again, shout out to everyone involved with this event. Obviously the host Memp. And I think I can never say his name. Rorimbo. Rorimbo.
We're not
is doing a lot of work as well. Yeah.
Roll your R quickly. Roll your tongue.
I can't.
I can't either.
Please no. Yeah, mine would be much worse than that. So I gave up a long time ago.
I can't do it.
So for those following this event, there's games today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. I personally won't be covering anything tomorrow. I think you might, Dave. I don't. Actually, we played an event. Anyways, just pay attention to Liquipedia. Dave will. This is a good time for Dave's little like Nilly impression with Liquipedia. Go for it.
Check Wikipedia.
Yep, check Liquipedia. It'll show when games are happening, who's covering it, whatever. Obviously in group stage, so things are just starting to warm up.